Are we live in effect?
I am fully live and fully erect. I mean, in effect.
We are in effect. Okay, there
Not
we
fully
go.
erect.
We're on.
You even listening to me?
No, don't listen to you.
I said live and erect.
I'm going to show my shirt. So you see, may the force be with you. Okay, here we go. Let me get them organized.
You want one of these?
Situated. I don't really like those.
You don't like this one?
No,
this flavor?
like strawberry, obviously.
It's tangy strawberry.
Oh. Okay, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do our official thing. Do you ever trim these at the beginning of the show for the YouTube post?
Nope.
Oh, well.
All the nonsense.
I thought you were editing.
I was, and I thought, you know what's funny with all our nonsense?
All right, well, here we go.
I got boogers.
Welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. Thank you so much for watching us live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter. Please make sure you check out our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com. Check it all the time because there's free stuff. We were giving away free tickets and stuff this week.
Still are.
And last week.
Till they run out, we still got some for, what was it?
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Harley Quinn and Fantabulous whatever.
Well, now.
It's just Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn.
No. Now the marquees and the ticket things just say Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
That's because that title is way too long and ridiculous.
Well, the title makes total sense
just
for...
like her big old long fingers are way too long and ridiculous.
Fingers are not super long.
Just
like
man
you can say
hands.
that. The title fits the craziness of the film, so I get it. And I always appreciate when you do some whacked out long title.
Yeah.
The problem is the thought was, for search engines, it's hard to find.
It is.
So they shortened it for marquees.
How do you spell fantabulous? Anyway, sorry. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm finishing a work item.
Could you stop? We're doing a show.
But I'm in the middle of this, and I have to do it right now.
And anyway, this fool. We saw a few different things. Apparently, I'm doing the show alone.
I'm here. I'm ready.
We saw a couple of things, a couple of theatricals.
Some theatricals? What's that mean?
And then I saw a couple that she didn't see because she's lame.
I'm lame.
So what do you want to talk about first since you're not paying attention?
I guess let's go in the order of
we got a video game movie.
Items were watched.
We got a crime comedy-esque drama. We got a horror-esque thriller.
Mm-hmm.
We got some martial arts comedy.
Yeah.
And I got some other dark crime comedy.
I think we go in the order in which we saw them.
Dumb. Okay.
But that's how I like to do.
Whatever.
So a few weeks ago, was it a few weeks ago?
Sure.
A while ago, we went to go see a screening.
It was last Saturday.
Of a lovely little film that I didn't know if I really had much interest in because I'm not very familiar with the main content.
I am, but I was only
materials.
interested in just because one person in the movie.
Yes, and we are talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. And it stars who?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Sonic's there.
And a bunch of other people.
It would be
Ben Schwartz does the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You'd know him if you saw him.
Okay.
He was the guy in.
I'm gonna go look and see who.
Remember that show? Hold on. Remember that show on Showtime with Don Cheadle and Kristen Bell?
Yes.
He was the kind of the curly-haired, skinny guy that.
Yes, with the glasses.
No, not the stuffy one. The other guy.
Oh, the guy with the dark hair.
Yes.
The black hair guy.
Yeah, it's
okay.
him.
Got it.
Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, not Marsters, Marsden, Cyclops from X-Men, and like, Jim Carrey, and Tika Sumpter. I played Sonic and stuff like a lot of people when I was a kid. When Sega came out and brought out Sonic, and so I liked the game, but I didn't care either.
Video games.
But I'm a massive old school Jim Carrey fan, so I'll watch anything Jim Carrey does. That doesn't mean it's all good, but I will watch any of it. And this seemed like it had a old school Jim Carrey vibe to it.
Very much.
So we were both kind of like, eh.
Well, and then always when there's these kind of movies, I'm like, oh, there's going to be a lot of loud kids. I hope it doesn't ruin the movie.
And for most everybody knows, let's just recap it because it'll be part of our discussion today. This movie had a bunch of controversy before it ever came out. It was supposed to come out last November, I believe. But they did something different to his face, made it not Jim Carrey, Sonic. Sonic's face.
Jim Carrey's face.
Gave him more normal eyes instead of the big cartoon eyes. And the fans
didn't know what they were doing.
Well, I think, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the fans went into a tailspin, no pun intended, frizzy. this is not right. So the people actually got bullied enough by online media that they went back and they fixed him to look like he looks like in the video game and the cartoons and stuff that they've done. So my big argument has been from day one, if they're going to be complaining and throwing a fit about this, then they better go see the movie.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to browbeat somebody into fixing it, then you need to go support them if they actually listen to you. Somebody else posted about it. Well, they shouldn't have messed it up the first time. It's not our responsibility to support it now. I'm like, then don't ask people to fix things if you're not going to go back and do it. If one of the big arguments is like, if you don't like something, and they're like, they never listen to us.
Exactly.
And if somebody listens to you, then you go support them and say, okay, you don't have to like the movie. You can still think it sucks if you came out of it, but at least pay the money and say, okay, I went to see the movie that you changed because we asked you to. It still sucked, but we supported it.
Yeah, that's all we need.
But in this case, or my opinion, the movie, in fact, did not suck.
I enjoyed this film.
I thought it was a blast.
I know nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog. You had to tell me what the rings were about, and all I know is he runs really fast. I didn't know where he was from or why hedgehogs blue.
I didn't know all the where he was from and all the history.
Yeah, so we found out a bunch of stuff we didn't know.
I don't know if that was ever in the video game versions that I played.
No idea.
I'm sure they were in the later ones, but
we learned a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of clever that. So here's the thing: is the way they're telling the story. I think that was probably the reasoning behind making him a little more normal looking. Because had they made him normal looking like they had it, it would have worked seemingly a little bit better with the story they were trying to tell. Because they weren't trying to make a cartoon character. They were trying to make an alien that looked like he probably came from another planet or another dimension or whatever it was. And so my thought behind it is they probably said, if we give him the gigantic eye, he's going to look like a cartoon. And we're not making a cartoon. We're supposed to be making a live action.
Right.
So the change they did could have easily hurt the film by making him the right way. You know, like I didn't care when I first saw the trailer. I was like, that doesn't look like Sonic's supposed to, but who knows? But
what do we know?
Thankfully, it didn't actually hurt the film like it could have easily, because you buy into it pretty easily, because it has an interesting, nice little setup that at least explains away the idea.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie is really a road trip movie.
It is, and it's a lot of fun. And Cyclops, what's his name? James Marsden. I really like him. He seems like a really nice guy. That's so random.
He's a great actor, and
we don't get to see him enough.
Well, he's one of those actors, in my opinion, that has just never got his due.
Yeah.
He appears in tons of stuff.
Okay, maybe I just don't.
He's always showing up somewhere, but he's always like, he was Cyclops, and Cyclops kind of got sidelined so they could focus on Wolverine.
Yeah, poor thing.
He was in Superman Returns, but he was
that's true.
He was the husband of Lois Lane, so he was sidelined in that to Superman.
See, this poor guy just keeps getting kicked to the side, and he needs to be the main guy for once.
He's a good actor, and he can be funny, he can be serious. He's done a lot of stuff, but he's really good. He needs to get his big movie where he can sing him and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He did a.
He's cool, man.
Some people don't know this, but he did. I saw an interview with him, and he did. There was a. I don't remember if it was a makeup ad type of thing for Sarah Jessica Parker. And it was like whoever it was called him. He said, would you mind singing some songs on this? So he's the singing on the ad. Wow. So anyway.
He's so cool. Anyways, I think we need to see more of him in everything, because I just love him.
He did say in some of the interviews that he would love to play Cyclops in the new Marvel version of X-Men that they do. We all know that's not going to happen because they're going to probably recast everybody.
He is in Westworld. Yeah, he's
the main guy.
Yeah, love him. Anyways, I love him, so he can do no wrong. And then I like Tika Sumpter. Sumpter, I believe. Whatever. Like her, she's great. And then I am hit and miss with Jim Carrey, because when he's too dumb, like Dumb and Dumber, can't handle. But Me, Myself, and Irene, maybe.
He was way off kilter in Me, Myself, and Irene.
I know, but I got it because it was the personality.
He was way more Ace Ventura in this movie.
Ace Ventura, I'm okay.
Yeah,
First one.
But in a, they're both great. They're just the same movie twice. You can't tell me in Ace Ventura 2 when he's getting shot by the native sleeping dart, whatever. Then he's turning like this. Hold on. I do that all the time.
I know what you're saying. I know.
But he looks like...
sometimes it's too over the top for me.
See, and I think that's what I've always loved.
What you love.
And we haven't got as much Jim Carrey. Over the last few years, Jim Carrey's been doing more drama when he wasn't focus, because most of his focus has now been on his painting,
yeah,
and his art, and kind of. I mean, the guy was rocking $20 million a film for years before anybody else was, so I'm sure he never has to work again.
Yeah,
but
Hello Kitty's falling down.
He's been doing a lot of. He was doing some religious. He had teamed up with some pastor. It was on Howard Stern talking about it one time. He was teamed up with the pastor, and they were doing like these outreach programs and stuff. So he was focused on that, and then focused on his paintings. Most of his paintings are attacking Trump and whatever. But he, most of his stuff has been drama. And one of my favorite shows on TV is his series, Kidding. Which, if you haven't seen Kidding, you should really check it out. Season 2 just started. Such a great show. But again, it's a drama series with some jokes in it. Where he plays if you don't know what it is, he plays a Mr. Rogers type. Yes. But it's his personal drama that's happening in his real life while he still tries to maintain being. He's not a caricature like he pretends to be the nice guy and he's not. He really is a nice guy, but he's lost a child who died. He's had a divorce.
Some heavy stuff's happened to him.
And like he'll be talking to his kid that is alive, and his kid will cuss and he'll be like, "Please don't talk like that," because he's really that guy. Yeah. So, but he goes through some drama anyway. But in this one, he seems like he's back to a big budget movie. He's back to doing that kind of thing that we haven't seen in a while, and he looks like he's having a blast. And he's been on every show.
He was actually really good in this. He wasn't too annoying to me. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And you get to see some of his classic weird face things that he does, and the
his robot stuff
that he does, and I thought he was fun. I really did enjoy him in this. He was really.
And for those that complained like that's not what Dr. Robotnik is supposed to look like, just stick with the movie.
Please.
That's all I got to tell you. Stay through the credits.
Yeah, it was good. I really liked him.
This is essentially an origin story for everyone.
Yeah, and there's some good funny moments. There's some drama. There's some emotion. I cried.
Did you?
Yes, it was so sweet. So there's a lot happening with the dang hedgehog. Like, why do I even care about hedgehog?
It really is just a fun movie because majority of the movie is Sonic and James Marshall's character on a road trip trying to get to somewhere else, Seattle or something like that.
Yeah.
To retrieve something, and then you got the government and Robotnik trying to catch him, and so they kind of interweave the silliness with the heartfelt drama comedy stuff. It actually worked really well. I was like, it was a fun movie.
Yeah.
And a movie that had no business working.
No, but you should watch it. Take your family. It was good.
And if you can't see it on a big screen with loud sound, because there's so many when they get into like the explosions and the running and all the kind of stuff, it was just a fun little movie.
I liked it.
That's now 2 movies in the video game / gaming type world that have come out that I had no interest in, and I enjoyed both. Do you remember the other one? Because you enjoyed it too, I believe.
A gaming thing?
Game, not necessarily a video game, but game style.
No, you told me. We talked about it.
Yep.
I don't know.
Pokemon.
Oh, it was good.
Detective Pikachu.
It shouldn't have been.
Neither one of these movies should be movies I say
I cried at that one too, and it was so cute and emotional. This one's like that too. You should watch it.
And neither one of these should be movies I enjoyed, but I in fact enjoyed them both.
They were good. Anyways, the only thing that annoyed me about this movie had nothing to do about the movie. It was a child they were leaving. Say through the end of the credits.
Yeah, so the very
people were leaving. And even at the beginning of the movie, you see like Sonic running, and then it's like it turns into the Sega logo. So I'm like, Sega. Anyways, at the end of the movie, there's some of the credits that are like, and there's one little kid's like, "Ooh, are they gonna make a video game?" I'm like,
how's that kid supposed to know?
Bad parenting.
Not necessarily.
Bad parents.
Not necessarily.
Come on. Anyways, there's a lot of good, I think, game references too.
Yeah,
so please stay through the whole.
There was something mid credits and then end credits, I believe.
Yes, please stay.
Was that the very end of the credits?
This is the very end.
Okay. Well, there's one thing that you actually hear the audience go, "Oh!"
And they're
got really excited, and then she was like, "Oh, I don't know what that is, but it looks cool."
But that's so cool.
It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it was some other connection thing.
Y'all need to just go watch
Sonic
it.
Hedgehog.
It's cute. Get over yourselves. Buy some popcorn.
Here's the box office report for it. So, as I said at the beginning, I was like, I've been arguing that people better go see this freaking movie after throwing a fit about it and everything else. So the movie made, I think, like 50-something million opening weekend.
That's good. Right?
And I want to say after they had to adjust the effects and everything else, I think it ended up costing about $80 million, which is not bad though. If you went to 80 and you made 50 on your opening weekend, and
it might make it.
And we're heading into a President's Day weekend, so
you can take your kids.
Yeah, it's kind of family
hopefully
thing.
So it'll do pretty well. Oh.
So it did pretty good. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to the front page.
Anyway, so moving on.
Anyways, y'all should watch it.
All right. So what do you want to talk about?
Oh, but it was number 1.
Yeah, I said it was number 1.
Okay. Well, good for them. Who cares?
Number 1 doesn't mean it's did really well.
Financially, a success.
Well, that doesn't even mean it's a financial success. It just means it made more than the other crap that's out.
Well, yeah, because there's some.
Because Birds of Prey dropped to number 2, but it only made it dropped 48%. I think it was 14 million or 12 or something like that. 17. So it still hasn't made that much money.
Well, but it's still hanging.
I guess the next one, we're going to talk about Fantasy Island next.
We can talk about Fantasy Island.
So here's the thing about Fantasy Island before we talk about it. It's Blumhouse Studios put it out, I believe under Sony or Universal. I don't remember now. Might be 20th Century Fox. Who knows anymore? But I was worried that I want Fantasy Island to do well because it's the kind of franchise story that could do a lot of movies and do different things.
Yeah.
And be really clever directions for stuff. And I saw it only made 15 million or something. I was like, oh. And then I realized the budget was 7.
Oh, shoot.
So it
doubled.
Yeah, I think it ended up making 20 after international or 30 or something.
They're doing great.
So Blumhouse has become geniuses in making low budget movies appear bigger and make a killing because they're the ones.
They get a good cast.
Do you know what put Blumhouse on the map? What film?
I don't. Why is this not linking?
Oh, it doesn't look like the link's connected. You might have to go to the other page. Close that down. I'll have to go back and link it. Hold on, sorry. Go to the actual reviews. Theatrical.
Okay.
Let me click on that.
What movie did they do? Was it Paranormal
Activity? First one, which was made for under $1 million and made for $1 million something and made $100 million.
Yes.
It made
because all it needed was some video cameras and a house.
And it became
because there were no big.
And then they made
in it. Were they the first one?
No.
It was just the lady big actors dragged down the hall.
But then it ended up being kind of the Saw type thing where every year we got a new one for a while. Which
was awesome.
And
I've never seen all of them. I don't think I've ever seen any of them.
I think we have them back here.
It's okay. I'm fine. Thank you.
And then there's now they're people that Blumhouse is the one that made the new Halloween film. And they're now making Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. They did Fantasy Island.
I loved that new Halloween.
I believe they did Happy Death Day with Universal.
I love those movies. I know they're not great, but I love them.
They did Black Christmas.
I liked that one too. I know it's not great.
So Jason Blum is really niched out.
I just want Jason to know, please make rated R movies. Why are they not doing more rated R?
They do a little bit of Halloween movies are rated R.
I know, but all of these PG-13.
The Fantasy Island one though. So since we're bringing up Fantasy Island,
we're talking.
Fantasy Island didn't need to be rated R. It was fine the way they did it. Here's the thing with that movie. I enjoyed it. There's one element that I didn't really like that we'll talk about. But the problem for me is it's not the movie or not the type of movie that you think you're going to get from the trailer.
Yes.
It's billed as more of a horror. You get very soft thriller. So basically, they've taken the actual story arc of Fantasy Island. You have Mr. Rourke. You have people that go to the island. They have fantasies, and they each experience their own fantasy.
Right.
But it's not necessarily like I thought it was going to be this twist where they were evil fantasies and just kill them, but it's not. It's
where the fantasy comes and gets you.
Yeah, like their whole plan was go through your fantasy, but we're going to twist it.
But it's really going to be Final Destination coming to kill you.
Well, or they were just like your fantasy was like I don't know, my child died and I want it to come back, and then the child was going to be a killer and try to kill you. And
yes,
it's
killer baby. That would be awesome.
There are some twists, creepy elements to it, and different elements, but they're not all just about a bad thing. It does have the element of it kind of twists some of the stuff because it makes them interconnect and do different things, and there's some interesting twists and turns that are fun. But before getting into all that, what did you think of the film?
Overall, I enjoyed the movie. I was excited to see it because my family did watch the Fantasy Island TV show, so we're very much into the plane. And it was Ricardo Montalban, right?
Ricardo.
And my dad was all over Ricardo Montalban
because Hervé Villachez
was our people. So we were all over that TV show. So that was one of those.
That was Con.
Yes, Sunday night kind of shows or Saturday night. Everybody sit around
back
the TV.
Back to Love Boat.
Yes, and they did like the Love Boat.
Of course they did.
Anyways, so we were huge fans of that.
And not to be confused with the reboot TV series that happened, I believe, in the 90s, starring Malcolm McDowell as Mr. Rourke.
Mr. Rourke.
This new one is Michael Pena as Mr.
Which
Rourke.
I like him too. He's a really cool guy, I think. I bet he's a very nice man in real life.
Could be best friends?
Yeah, we could be best friends.
He's really good as Mr. Rourke, too. He was doing kind of a Ricardo Montalban impression while still being his own thing.
And a little bit creepy.
Yeah. That's what I liked, is you never really knew if he was up to shenanigans, if he was just very nice.
Well, you never really knew either on the TV show, like where and how, and which is what I liked.
Well, there was I don't remember if it was the pilot or something else that the original series, that they referenced some stuff of why they couldn't leave the island and why they were on the island and that kind of thing.
You know what?
But then it
this whole series.
never really kind of came, because Fantasy Island was originally like 2 TV movies, and then they launched the series. And I think the movies gave you a little bit more before it got into the actual TV show.
Well, just as you know,
and the TV show kind of backed it up and just said, okay, it's just an island where fantasy.
Well, just on the TV show and like in this one, your fantasies never turn out the way you think they are.
Yeah, so, and unlike the show where it's usually about a lesson or something you needed to hear,
yes, this
one was just more about life, and there was some fun twists and turns, interesting interconnection things. My issue with the movie is more about the need to force feed the audience explanation.
Yeah.
Because the whole movie could have played out exactly the way it played out, minus this one element that starts trying to explain to you how the island works.
Yeah, and sometimes
they really didn't explain it, but they did.
They did and they didn't, and you don't really need the explanation.
Yeah, I'm like, now you're taking me away from. I get it. The island's something weird with the island makes you have these fantasies.
But we knew that already.
Yeah, so I didn't need to know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because there's so many people in the younger audiences that probably don't know anything about the TV show.
Yeah, and that was one of my comments I was going to make, is like, I hope people know it's a show.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like,
people didn't know.
I saw a couple of reviews talked about it. It's like, is there really a market for Fantasy Island? Because most people don't know. I know, but I'm saying the people that are going to usually watch these kind of movies that are spending tons of money now are usually the younger people.
I know. Yeah, the people in their 40s and 50s that know all about it probably aren't.
Yeah, and the flip side to that is people of the older elements, our age and up, that did watch the show might be put off that it's a horror-like script.
Well,
you know what I mean?
But I'm glad though. In our theater, there were some older people. I don't know if you noticed. There was a good mix of younger people.
Yeah, because there's a nice little homage to things that they cheered at or they got excited about.
And so I'm like, yes, people know the show. So I'm glad that they took the chance to go see it, because I do think the advertisement's a little bit misleading.
It's misleading, but not misleading, because I think what it is they're not saying, look, come in here for a straight up horror flick, but we're so accustomed to seeing certain things. Trailers are meant to mislead you anyway if it's a good trailer.
That's true.
My problem with some trailers is when it misleads you into the genre, then sometimes that will turn you off, because it's like Happy Death Day. The first one, I went in knowing there might be a funny element, but going in for a slasher flick, and I didn't get a slasher flick. I got a comedy, dark comedy, but a comedy.
Some killing.
The second one, even though I still thought it was ridiculous, I enjoyed more because now I knew what I was getting.
I liked them both.
They're fine, but
they're not the greatest movies.
They're not bad. They're fine, but I enjoyed the second one more because I knew what I was going into now, and I didn't have a misconception. If I go to see a Halloween movie, I know Michael Myers is going to be there, unless you watch Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, because he's not. But
his witches.
Now, if I was to go see it back then, I would have been disappointed at 3, like a lot of people were. But had they kept with their theme, because originally they were supposed to be making a Halloween movie every year, and it was going to be a different story. And then they decided to keep doing the Michael Myers stuff. But if they were to make a new Halloween movie now, and all of a sudden had no Michael Myers and then nothing, I'd be like, what the hell, man? That's not this. It's like making Nightmare on Elm Street, no Freddy.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point?
He's right here if you need him.
Yeah. Anyway.
If you can see
him. So Fantasy Island.
I don't think the Facebook crowd can see it. Freddie's standing right there.
Yeah, and the headless snow trooper. I still haven't fixed him.
We need to fix it. Anyways, I enjoyed it overall. I do think they tried too hard to explain things that we don't need to know. Like, let's just do a fantasy and see what happens.
Yeah.
I did really like, even though I think Lucy Hale might be the top billed character. I really like the Maggie Q story.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked her story and her fantasy.
Well, that's what I like too, because with this kind of movie, it has one story that's kind of scary, I guess, if you would.
Yeah.
Not really, but it's more creepy. Then you have another story that's more about like war. You have another story that's about family.
Mm-hmm.
You have another one, like one of them is very like Saw-esque initially.
Yeah.
And you have another one that's about just party life. So you could take multiple genres and slap it into the same film, and then they found a way to bring them all together, and there's a reason they're all connected. Mm-hmm. And that could be an interesting series of any time they bring something here, especially I think the next movies, if they make one, which I can't imagine they won't with the success of it, they've set it to where they won't need the other nonsense anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe that was their thing, is they were trying to give backstory to the story of the island and Mr. Rourke or whatever. And they don't really give a Mr. Rourke story, but they do.
Kind of, not really, but yeah.
So I can see big potential in having fun with the future. And I enjoyed this movie. It was just...
And I mean, the other cool thing, which it's not as big a part of the story, but we do get to deal with some stuff like of people's guilt and loss and love, and someone dealing with people not accepting him being gay, and relationships, and family. I mean, we get to deal with all of these things in the backdrop of the movie. So at least, and bullying, and
there's a lot of homages to the original series.
Yeah.
There are homages to Tattoo. So I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, there's Tattoo's not in the trailer. Just stick with the movie. There's some homage stuff in there." There's one person that just says the plane. And I was like, okay, that's at least one. But then there's somebody else later in the movie that's running, going and sees a plane. They're like, the plane. And I'm like, oh, there it is again.
There you go.
So they were trying to remember the elements of there, and then they created their own new world. But I actually love when they take something like this and spin it onto something else.
I do. That's good.
Some people didn't like elements of when you take something that's like 21 Jump Street and made it an action comedy instead of supposed to be a serious action drama series. I enjoyed that,
Yeah.
I liked when they took the banana splits and made it a slasher flick. Yeah. It was great. So
that's fine.
Anyway, Fantasy Island. The number 3 movie of the week.
It's in theaters now.
All right.
Next.
Well, you haven't seen anything else, so now about myself.
Well, tell me what you want to talk about.
All right. Well,
I'm interested.
What did I tell you? Oh, I have 2. I saw one. Hold on, my nose itches. I saw one, but I haven't written a review for it because I just saw it today. I finally got to go see The Gentleman, which is the new Guy Ritchie film, starring Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, Henry Golding, who else is in it? Charlie Hunnam, whatever his name is.
Did you say your man crush?
Yeah, Colin Farrell.
Okay. Don't know.
And it's basically like a crime. It's a dark comedy / crime movie. The story revolves around Matthew McConaughey's character. Oh, Hugh Grant's in it. Matthew McConaughey's character, who is like this. He's a marijuana kingpin. So he's basically is the marijuana drug dealer in England or London, wherever they're at.
Yeah.
And then you have Henry Golding, who's part of like the Chinese triads, but everybody's English, and except for Colin Farrell, who's Irish, but he runs a boxing MMA gym. Hugh Grant is like a reporter type guy. Charlie Hunnam is a right-hand man to Matthew McConaughey. And so the whole idea, the story structure is interesting. And I've heard different people say different things about this movie, how some people thought it was good, some it was good, some that. I can tell you that I love this movie. I loved every bit of this movie. I'm going to love
it because of all the nice-looking men.
Well, here's the thing.
Not to sexualize men.
Guy Ritchie, if you don't know who Guy Ritchie is, he's been making bigger budget movies more recently.
Is he the one that was married to Madonna?
I believe so. Most recently, he made the Aladdin movie. He did the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yep.
Supposedly, they're fixing to do a third one finally. He did I think it was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and the one with Jason Statham and Brad Pitt, Snatched. I believe he did that one, I think. But this kind of goes back to those roots instead of the big budget studio stuff he's been doing. So it's kind of it's a big movie, but it still feels like more small crime drama. And so the movie is told and has some very clever.
That needs to get.
Oh yeah, it'll get fixed. I'll change it. It's told through some creative storytelling.
Okay.
So it's like one individual's telling the other individual a story, because I don't want to tell how it's laid out.
Yeah, don't tell me.
But he's telling the other person a story who was actually involved in the story already, because he's trying to kind of blackmail for some money, as well as write a movie script.
Oh my god!
So he's embellished. So there's some elements of the story that changes, and then he's like, that's not how he would have reacted to that. He goes, I know, I'm trying to do, and then they tell the real way to happen.
Sounds like Clue.
But then there's, it's not that overboard, but then there's a lot of the elements where you have different people screwing over different people, and then you're like, who's behind it all? And there's multiple levels of this guy's, there's the one element that's pretty obvious who you think's behind it all. And then you realize there's another twist. And then this person, how in movies where you see somebody, it's usually done in like a good heist movie, where they go through a heist, they plan the whole heist, and the end of it goes where they get caught, and then you find out there was a whole other heist happening that was always planned.
Yeah,
that's that kind of idea.
Oh, okay, I like that.
But I enjoyed it a lot. It
looks like it's good.
It's a dialogue heavy movie. It's not action. It's not action. But it's witty dialogue, and it's a lot of hard to understand dialogue, because there's some Cockney people in it.
Oh Lord.
There's a lot of accents, so depending on
everybody, because like, is Colin Farrell doing his accent?
He's all full on Irish accent.
Oh Lord, and everybody else is like
everybody
British,
in the movie is English except for Matthew McConaughey, and he's doing his Matthew McConaughey accent.
So he's very American.
He plays American.
Is he very Texan?
He's just normal. It just says he's American,
like Southern.
And he had come to Oxford.
I love me some Matthew.
He came to go to school in Oxford, and then he never left.
I see.
That's basically what happened.
I like all of these men.
But yeah, it's a great cast. They're all great. You get to see Henry Golding play a kind of character you haven't seen really.
Yeah, because he's always like a nice.
Yeah, because he's like the pretty boy love interest in Crazy Rich Asians. Then he was like the pretty boy love interest in Last Christmas. Yeah. Then he was kind of the, what is in that movie, the Simple Favor. He was he abusive or just a husband?
No, he was just a husband, and we didn't.
Kind of a trophy husband, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So this time he's playing a member of the Triads. And he's kind of crazy.
I'm all over.
But he's over the top crazy. Like the first scene he's in, then we got to talk about saying he's just with a machine gun going, ah!
That's awesome. Great. Good for him. I'm glad.
But he's got some great dialogue and some fun twists and turns. So I really, really enjoyed the movie. I love it.
Fun.
It is probably going to make my list of one of the favorites this year so far.
Wow, you already started the list.
Oh yeah, I've already got this. This will be my second movie I've added to the list so far.
I never do my list until the very last week of the year, and I'm like, oh my god.
Well, so here's how I do my list. If it'll help you or anybody else.
Okay.
When I come out of a movie that I really love, I make the list.
Okay.
Right, I just write it on the list. When I get to 10. A lot of times I may hit 10 before we're 6 months into the year.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So then I start making 5 extras, right? And then I decide, is this one better than anything that's on my 10? And the one of those 10s bump down to the thing.
I get
and then at the end of the year,
how to make lists.
Then at the end of the year, I keep adding to it, even if I get past those 5, and then I got to make a life choice.
What Drusilla does is the last week of the year when
she scrolls the internet until she can find
one. I go to Wikipedia, and they have a list of every movie that came out of the year by month. And so I go through January and I'm like, oh, that was one. And I go through February and I pick what. So I go through and I pick all the ones from the ones I like, and I end up with like 30. And then I go through and I'm like, okay, which ones were really
probably
better?
What always happens, inevitably, is there's a movie that came out that we didn't get to see until it hit Blu-ray or something like Parasite, which would have been on my top films, but didn't get to make it because it didn't come out until Blu-ray, and I didn't see it until after its theatrical run.
But I think we did good that a lot of the movies that were nominated were in our top 10s, one of ours.
Loophole, though, to me, if it doesn't get...
Thank you.
If it gets a limited release, say in 2019, but it has a wide release in 2020, it still came out this year.
Yep.
So I believe 1917 is on my list for this year.
I had it on my list for last year.
Because it did not open until January.
But it was in this last year's award season.
Because they did a limited run. They got a wide release in January because that's when we saw it.
Okay. Well,
as far as I'm concerned,
I didn't bring my list with me. We'll talk
about
that
too.
Okay. We'll get to our list.
Anyway, The Gentleman came out in January, so I'm behind. I just now finally got to see it.
We did get invited to a very cool screening, but you actually had to dress like a gentleman, and this guy doesn't own pants.
It was like a black tie affair. So
missed that one.
Matthew McConaughey was there.
Dang it.
Well, we didn't know he was there at the time.
I would have gone.
We should have known he was going to be there because he's a college professor in Texas now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
He's awesome. That's all you need to know.
So that's all that. The Gentleman is in theaters. If you want to go check it out, thankfully there were still some people in there. I really loved it, but I've read some people talk about how they didn't think it was bad, but they thought the first half was kind of bland and slow. I didn't get that. I loved it. That's just me.
Hey,
part of it's my love is I loved everyone in the cast, and I like Guy Ritchie. The other part could be people that, you know, when it breaks down in like subtitles or strong accents, sometimes that turns people off.
Yeah, I know. Like my dad, he can't watch anything that's very British.
Like, he doesn't understand them?
No, he can't understand the accent, and it's so funny because my dad has an accent, you know. And I remember, like, I would like try to watch like Chef or Are You Being Served, and I'd be like, Dad, these are funny, and he's like, I don't understand what they're saying. And it's so funny. But
meanwhile, nobody understands what he's saying.
But if you notice, I'm good with people with accents. I can pick them up. I can understand them. Cockney, And then if we get into what's the one with the Brad Pitt? That I didn't get.
Gypsies?
Yes, I was lost in that one. But typically, I'm good with people with accents. And my dad just cracks me up because he's like, I don't understand what they're saying. Like, they probably don't understand.
Well, I think this is one of those movies for you. As you watch it, you'd probably be like, oh, snap. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'm excited to watch it.
Twist, so I really loved it.
All right.
The other one, this was an interesting one. It's the latest Donnie Yen movie, Enter the Fat Dragon.
Okay.
Now, for those of you that are hardcore martial arts fans, this is in no way connection to the Enter the Fat Dragon movie that Sammo Hung made in the 70s.
Okay.
The only connection they have, it's not the same story, it's not some remake, it's nothing to do with it. The only connection it has is both Sammo Hung's character and Donnie Yen's character are obsessed with Bruce Lee.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
And that was and obviously the Enter the Dragon aspect of the title is a homage to Bruce Lee.
Right.
Now, I found out later that they did ask Sammo Hung to play this one major character in the movie.
Oh, that's nice.
Because he was in the original Enter the Fat Dragon, but apparently he turned it down for whatever reason. So they cast, I think one of the directors played it.
Okay.
But the story is basically this detective, played by Donnie Yen, who at the beginning of the movie, he's normal Donnie Yen. He's not just fat through the whole movie.
Okay, good.
Normal Donnie Yen at the beginning of the movie. He's supposed to be going to, I don't remember if it's his actual wedding or a photo shoot for his wedding with his fiance. And he gets sucked into this case, and then action ensues and fighting and him kicking ass and whatever. And ends up being late and blown up and all this kind of different things. So she leaves him. And so he breaks up. So he also gets suspended and busts down to the evidence room locker.
Okay.
So he kind of loses everything. Loses his woman, loses his detectiveness. He's kind of on suspension or whatever. So then there's a montage.
We need a montage.
Of him working in the evidence room. And he's so bored, it's literally just him and a vending machine. So now he's just down there with the vending machine eating all the candy, all the cookies. He's depressed.
That's how.
And then he's at home just eating whatever, and he's doing so as the montage plays up, he's getting fatter and fatter and fatter. So now we have Donnie Yen in a fat suit. And so he's got big fat cheeks, a little belly on him.
The dog's coming up here. So
the way the movie is different than I expected, I thought they were going to make him like this bumbling buffoon. But he's not. He still kicks ass. He's just fat. And so
that's possible.
No, it is. Sammo Hung's been doing it for years. I know you were looking at me, and I was a little offended by that.
This guy right here.
I was a little offended, but I'll take it.
But are you?
A little offended.
No, but you know what? You can you can jump and kick and flip around in circles.
Yes, ask the class today that we're having to jump.
I cannot.
Today we did all of the jump kicks. Today.
I am a heavy bag of rocks.
Including the tornado kicks and stuff.
I'm an elephant.
Anyway.
Horrible.
But
you're so funny. I'm a little offended. I love you.
But anyway, so he gets involved in this case, and he's running around trying to solve the case and helping them out, and he teams up with these other guy, and so there's still a ton of the expected Donnie Yen action that's really good. He's just chubby Donnie Yen, but it's funny because he plays up the fat cheeks. So there's like a moment at the end of the movie where he's fighting this guy he's fighting on this construction site, and he's got a pair of nunchucks, right?
Yes.
Nunchaku. And he's doing the actual real thing. It's not a buffoon where he's hitting himself. He's doing them for real.
Because he can, right?
Yeah, and the other guy's got size. So that guy's flipping them, and so they're fighting, right? But there's a point where Tony does all the things, and then he stops and he goes,
oh my
and so his cheeks are just like, whoa. So it's some silly moments. There's wire work, like normal stuff. But it is a fun movie. It's a fun, but it's not as dumb as I expected.
Okay.
The fat aspect of the story is just because he lost everything. And then when he finally sees his girl again, he runs into her during the case, and she doesn't recognize him because he's fat. He goes, "I've put on a little bit of weight." He's got these big cheeks now and whatever. But it's got that message of, knowing who's inside kind of thing, because she sees him and she still like kind of has feelings, even though he's not a blubbery fat guy. And but it's fun. I know, because you married a fat guy, you don't have a choice.
No, you're not fat. You're chunky, and I love it. Okay, sorry. It's growing. The fence is growing.
This is the fence here. We were here.
I love you.
Now we're here.
I'm telling you, I love you, and I don't think you're fat. I think you're chunky.
The worst thing you can tell fat people is that they're not fat.
You're chunky.
Because we know you're lying. And she goes in the other room. "You're not fat, honey. Want a pizza?"
We don't eat pizza.
Well, we do eat pizza, just not right now. The weekend's fixing me over, so back to the normal healthy food.
I don't even want.
And mind you, I've been really good all weekend with my choices most of the time.
You have. I was really bad.
We went to. So here's the thing: is Into the Fat Dragon is just now hit. It hit theaters limited, so it may not even be playing in your area. If you can find it, go watch it. If you can't, Well Go USA will bring it out soon. So we've been training and trying. I don't know if you could tell looking at us that we're so svelte these days.
Skinny neck.
But we're training and losing weight and whatnot. And so the weekends is when we kind of have whatever we want. We still try to be conscious, but we have whatever we want. This was my first weekend of trying to be, overly conscious to find new things to eat. So this sounds dumb, but we went to Alamo to watch Fantasy Island, right? And I always get the Thai chili wings, which they're fattening, obviously, but they're chicken. But I also ordered a kale salad.
And it smelled really good.
It was delicious. And I was thinking, you know what? Next time I go there, I'm going to get the kale salad with some chicken.
That sounds good.
And then we went to the Chili's. And I said, you know what? We both have had a craving for a hamburger. We haven't had fast food in a month, almost 2 months.
2 months.
Outside like Wingstop. But
Wingstop's okay because that's the place where I go.
Yeah.
Love Wingstop.
But I was like, I really want a hamburger. So I decided, it's my cheat meal. I'm going to have a chili burger. But I got a turkey patty.
And you know what?
And I didn't get fries. I got corn instead.
I didn't get fries either. But you know what? I got the regular burger.
I didn't feel full. I felt delicious.
I had problems digesting it. So I don't know what's happening, but I can't eat cheeseburgers. I can't eat cheeseburgers. I can't eat milkshakes. Can't eat
fried. If you can't drink a milkshake, taquitos. What's going to bring all the boys to the yard?
I can't eat those taquitos from the gas station anymore.
Yes, you can.
No.
Eat the chicken sticks.
There's just stuff I can't eat anymore, and it's kind of bad. I have no desire for pizza. I know you do.
Oh, I still got to have my pizza from time to time.
I have no desire.
This is a communist. All right.
Anyways.
So moving on. So Enter the Fat Dragon is open limited this past week. So if you can find it, check it out. If you can't, like I said, Well Go USA will have it. Hopefully we'll have some copies to give away of it by that point, and maybe posters or something. But we'll see.
Okay.
All right. So
we need to talk about who won the contest.
Yeah, because I was going to talk about another movie that I didn't bring it in here, so we're going to move on.
Okay. I got to try to get out of here because I didn't bring my list. No, I don't want to disrupt this.
Because your booty ain't going to fit between those two people. Can y'all see this? What's happening here? This is all because there's a dog right here. All because she didn't want him to get up. That's love for this dog who just had to get his way, right? So what we're going to do is while she's going to get it, we're going to go really quickly, go through our choices for the Oscars from last week. Everybody already knows who won now. But we want to see who did the best, who did the worst, who even was close, that kind of thing.
I hope I win. Last year you won. You got the most correct.
But I don't have a pen.
I have a pen. We can mark them.
Good Lord. Good. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Sorry. I have a big booty.
She is just like butt and a head.
All right.
She doesn't even have it. Y'all don't even notice because she sits down all the time. Y'all haven't noticed that all this is all just butt. She doesn't have a stomach or chest or anything. It's just butt and a head with some little sticks.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I got a pen so we can mark them down. Okay, where do you want to start?
Well, we're not gonna do everything. We'll just do a few ones.
Okay, but we're gonna count at the end because I want to be victorious.
All right.
I'll just count how many I got right.
I don't know all the rules. But you got to tell me who won so I can mark mine.
Okay.
Okay, so an actor it was
Joaquin.
Joaquin.
In the row was Joaquin Phoenix.
All right, so I got that one right.
Okay, I got that right too.
Supporting role.
It was Brad Pitt. I got that one right. Lead actress in a leading role, Renee Zellweger for Judy. I got that one too. Supporting was Laura Dern. I did not get that.
I didn't get that at all.
Okay. So
animated feature film.
Toy Story 4.
We both missed that.
Did you? I had
you picked that one? Okay.
Okay.
So let's jump through directing.
Directing was Parasite, and I did not pick that.
I picked Parasite.
I know you were hopeful. You were much more hopeful.
I picked Parasite. Let's see, I didn't do anything with documentaries.
Documentary is short we watched.
International film, feature film. We didn't watch either one of these.
No, but I picked one and it was right.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even pick it, so I wasn't going to count those.
Who?
International feature film.
Parasite, and that's who I picked. So we both got that one.
Let's see. Do you want to go with a song?
We can. Original song. I was hoping it was going to be. Oh, it was Rocket Man.
But you didn't pick Rocket Man.
I did. That was my pick.
Okay.
In there.
Well, I picked Rocket Man as well.
Good.
Best picture?
Parasite won. I did not pick it because I really didn't think it was going to win.
I picked Parasite.
Because I picked it for international.
Short film?
I'm disappointed by this.
I'm very disappointed in this.
Hair Love won.
So didn't deserve it.
It's a cute movie.
It's important. It's an important story. It's a good story.
Yes.
And it's a good film, but I do not think it was better than Daughter, Memorable, or Sister.
But I think the other thing, I need to make a post about this. I think the American people have suffered a disservice because they probably didn't see them. And
a lot of them, yeah, but that's not who's voting for this.
I know.
This isn't an American people vote thing.
I know, this is the thing. But I just want to get this out there. Hair Love was cute. Kit Bull was cute. And I know most people have seen those. But if you didn't see Daughter, try to find, I don't know if there's any place they can see them.
They usually will get them released or something. They'll come online or something.
Daughter is this amazing story of a single father and their daughter who struggle through their entire life to connect and get to the end of somebody's life and they're still struggling.
And stop motion.
Oh, so good. Memorable was the French film about this painter who's going through.
Which was my favorite.
Yes, he's going through dementia and
and
his painting changes. And Sister talks about the one kid policy in China. And oh my gosh, these movies are just incredible. Anyway, sorry.
So, do you want to go any more than that one? Because the rest of them are just random shit we just guessed.
Yeah, but I got some
just
right.
Stop that?
So original screenplay.
Hold on, I didn't do this one, or this one. I didn't even try. So.
The very last one.
What
was Parasite? I think we both got that.
Parasite won that?
Uh-huh.
I thought it was. Oh, okay. No, that was the other one.
Screenplay.
Yeah. So
the adapted screenplay was Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
Who I did pick, even though I hadn't
choose
seen
that
it
at all.
I hadn't seen it, but I picked it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm surprised.
All right, so we want to stop there then?
Yep.
All right, so how many did you get right? Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that we discussed. There's 11 things we could. Don't look at my paper.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So it was this whole first row. We skipped these two, and then this one for directing.
5. Okay.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got.
She's an accountant.
I got 5.
So that's 6. And then the second row we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay. That we talked about. And then
2. Okay.
And then the last row we have 1, 2, 3 that we looked at. These two and this one.
8.
Okay, so I got Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, we tied. We're gonna have to go through the whole list.
No, we'll call it a tie this year.
No, I want to go through the whole list. I want to win.
Jesus Christ.
We'll do it offline.
We'll do it offline. We'll fight.
I'm super competitive. I'm sorry. Anyways, continue on.
All right, so that's it.
Okay, what do you have coming out at the theater? Oh, no, at the Blu-ray.
This week is a big Blu-ray week, I believe. Excuse me. This week we got 21 Bridges coming out, which we still haven't seen yet.
No.
So check it out. Midway, which I've seen, but you haven't seen. Hello, we're doing a show. Okay. Leave the dog's feet alone.
Okay, he has stuff.
Midway's coming out, which you haven't seen.
I have not seen.
A Beautiful Day.
I did sit in a plane and pretend I was shooting.
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is coming out, which you have not seen. Which I have seen. I've seen all this stuff you haven't seen. The Good Life, which we have seen.
Yes.
But you leave him alone.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure.
Jojo Rabbit is coming out, which we have not seen, but we do have a copy, so we'll be talking about it this week. The complete first season of the new Twilight Zone from Jordan Peele. I want to see that. I've seen like 3 or 4 of the episodes. So we got to watch it. They're releasing an all-new steelbook edition of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series. There's a movie called. Thank you. There's a movie called Snatchers coming out. It looks like it's a horror comedy kind of thing. So those are the big ones coming out.
Okay.
This week.
Well, we have some things coming out at the theater. So this weekend, it's an interesting one. I'm not sure how to feel about this. It's The Call of the Wild.
I'm looking forward to it because, one, I like Harrison Ford, and I like dogs. I just don't know how I feel about a fully animated dog. We also have Brahms the Boy Part 2. Which I have seen the first Boy movie, but it's been so long I need to rewatch it.
Okay, so, I didn't even know there was a boy.
Yeah, the first one stars Lauren Graham from Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
So the new one, kind of the same thing? And the new one has Katie Holmes in it.
I love Katie Holmes.
So it's, she
can do no wrong to me.
The boy is a doll.
Yeah.
So it's about a possessed doll kind of thing. I don't
like those things.
So we're going to have to rewatch the first one because you haven't seen it. And then we'll go see the new one because I do want to go see the new one. I saw a trailer for it today. It looked really good.
Okay. And then Emma is coming out nationwide. Don't know anything about it. Everything else is limited release. But if it's in your area, go check out The Impractical Jokers.
And we're going to find that damn movie because that's what we're looking forward to the most.
The Night Clerk.
The Night Clerk looks interesting.
Release, and that's probably.
I'm more excited about Impractical Jokers, the movie, than I am on anything else coming out this week.
I know you are. You love that show.
You do too.
I do, and not as much as you. Like I won't stop everything I do just to watch it.
But I don't stop what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do. You're like, there's a new episode. We're watching it now.
I just say that's what we're watching because we've sat down to watch shows. Stupid head.
Anyways,
I'm excited for the following week too with The Invisible Man. I'm really excited.
I am too. I think it's going to be good. Yeah. So we'll see. Anyways, that's what's happening. Thank you. Oh, was that it? Do we have anything else? Do you have any contests?
We have a couple of running. Oops, hold on. Let me bounce back. Boom. We still have. So I have still giving away copies of White Snake. Not the biography of the band. We have a Blu-ray copy, which I left in the other room, of Jojo Rabbit. So if you have not seen it, we have a copy of that.
Cool.
And we also are still giving away Fandango tickets for 2 for Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie. So if you haven't seen it or want to see it again, there is no specific contest per se. You just go find the link either under the live coverage or under the contest. If you click on there, it'll tell you what to do. It essentially just means email me through the website, which is on the front page of it. Just email me with the Harley Quinn or Birds of Prey in the title and say, I would like a ticket.
Yeah.
There's no question to answer. There's nothing that costs you anything. The only thing you have to do is you have to subscribe to all of our stuff.
That's it.
It's free. And we're 1 subscriber away from having our 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes. So
which is still minuscule. I need more people. Tell your friends and go subscribe to our channel. Even if you're not going to watch it. Doesn't matter if you watch anything. Just go subscribe so I have the numbers.
Yeah.
Get your life together.
Yeah.
Come on. I was telling somebody this the other day. We had one trailer that I posted for this movie called The Brink, starring Max Zhang. It's like just an Asian martial arts Well Go USA flick. Posted way back when one of the first YouTube things we started. We've only had this YouTube channel since July, maybe. It had it still has almost 9,000 views for that one video. And I'm like, why didn't y'all all subscribe?
Yeah.
If all of them had subscribed, we'd have almost 10,000 people already.
No idea. No idea what's going on.
And then we just living like kings. We wouldn't have to work ever again.
I don't think that's how it works, baby.
What?
You still have to work.
Is that not what?
You have to work. I'm just telling you now. No matter what you do, you're gonna have to work.
This is some bull. I had this whole plan.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching our show. Do not unsubscribe. Go subscribe now. Go check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Go to YouTube. Hit subscribe.
If it matters.
Go to Facebook. Go like and follow the page.
Doesn't matter. I have to
go to Instagram and heart things. And go to Twitter and retweet and share, okay?
And when you go to share something or you like something, please, please, please share the article. Don't just like it on Facebook, because I appreciate you liking the post. That's awesome. But that's not liking the actual website, or that's not actually liking the YouTube channel. That's where the numbers matter. Nobody cares if everybody likes our YouTube or Facebook posts. We need to get you there, or get over there and just subscribe to the YouTube page so we have more people on there. Please, please help us out. We greatly appreciate it. We don't make any money on it, so just use subscribing as our pay.
Yes, there you go.
We are not none of our stuff is monetized. So
yeah, we're not those people they're like, y'all get paid to do.
She has a full-time job.
Yes.
I teach martial arts and exercise and draw cartoons. That's our jobs. So we do this just for the love of movies and to give y'all stuff.
There you go. That's all it's about.
You out there. Not you, but you in the back. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. Be sure to join me tomorrow for another episode of Martial Arts Movie Mondays. This week, I told everybody that if you saw the show last week, I did one about Romeo Must Die, which is technically an unofficial trilogy to the first of a trilogy. Okay. Not really a trilogy, but it was a series of movies made by the same director that also starred Anthony Anderson. Tom Arnold showed up in a couple of them. DMX showed up in a couple of them, so it felt like some of the same characters kind of repeating stuff, which would be Exit Wounds and Cradle to the Grave. Yeah. My plan was to go ahead and go each week with each one of those, which I still will, but there's another martial arts movie that comes out that's actually new this week, so we're going to talk about that, called Warriors of the Nation. So it's got a guy returning as a character that he played in some other films, so we'll talk about that. And then I know normally I don't tell you what I'm talking about, so I've told you this time. On Tuesday, we'll have another episode of TV Tuesdays. We did not do an episode this week because she had meetings and stuff, had to go and then someone came home a little tipsy. I was teaching class like a responsible young man.
This guy.
She was
responsible
working. But anyway, no, she came home, was really tired, so she went to bed. And I remembered about 11:45 we ended the show. I went down to tell her she was unconscious. Her mouth open, sleeping. I'm like, just forget it. So we didn't do it. So anyway, but we'll be back for another episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live next Sunday. And then, of course, any other trailers, movie news, things that pop up throughout the week, we'll be sharing for you as we can or as I want to.
There you go. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside.
Catch me online. How about that?
How about that?
Let's see what there.
I'm going to go listen to the How About That song.
Please make sure you hit the subscribe button here. If it shows up on the orb, sometimes I post it, sometimes I don't. Check out whatever trailer. We appreciate you as always, and be nice to each other. Love one another. Unless you don't like them, then don't.
There you go. Thank you.
Peace and love.
I got to get up again.
This is a show. Well, let's keep watching. This is the fun part. Watch this. Look, she's just a big butt.
Wow.
Big butt and a smile.